Hello, friends. Welcome to my series, Authors Living to Inspire. So, this is Jyoti Singh, host of the show, and today this is our second episode. We have a legendary guest with us. His name is Mr. Navneet Sota. Mr. Navneet is an author of book Unlock Your True Potential: Path to Professional Journey. Apart from being an author, he is an associate director at one of the leading IT firms. His journey is a fusion of working with Fortune 500 fresh startups, running his own business, and moving around the world. His true passion lies in fostering high performance team while nurturing an open and value driven culture. He is on mission to train 100 student professionals in next 1 year to unlock their true potential in professional journey. And Navneet, it's really honored to have you over here on this platform at our podcast. And I truly admire you coming to our show. And I was really eagerly waiting to learn your wisdom, to listen to you, because I think there's so much to learn from uh, professionals like you. But I think our audience are also going to love to interact and listen to this podcast. So it's a blessing, sir, to have you over here.
I'm glad that you reached out, Jyoti. It's a pleasure talking to you so far, and I'm sure we will do wonders in this podcast as well. And I admire what you are doing as well. And thank you so much for reaching out again.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much, sir. So let's dive into the second segment, that is our Q&A. So,
Mhm.
Navneet, in your book, you have dwelled into something that many of us grapple with, the biggest misconception about our own potential. It's like we set these artificial limits and build on self-doubt or societal expectation. So, do you think we unintentionally confine ourselves into this mental cage?
Absolutely, Jyoti. I'm like, you know, हम लोगों के दिमाग में we build our own castles, we build our own myths. एक फेंसेस से बना लेते हैं कि लाइक हाँ यार इससे ज्यादा तो मैं कर ही नहीं सकता हूँ, राइट? When we think this is it, this is my potential, this is how much I can achieve, and it's it starts from the very beginning, early stages of our lives, जहाँ पे कि parents, as parents, to our kids, and our parents did to us as well, right? कि नहीं, इसी बाउंड्री में बैठ के आपको काम करना है, you cannot go beyond this, this is जितनी चादर उतने पैर पसारना,
Absolutely.
that
Yeah.
was a saying, right? But you know what? Over the period of time, what I have realized, my own journey, and working with so many professionals and so many individual youngsters as well. These are all self-imposed boundaries. We always, concise us. We always underestimate our own power of resilience, our own power of adaptability, and we think of so little about the continuous growth, the compounding growth. Finance में कहते हैं ना कि compounding growth
Compound. Yeah.
होती है, right? Same applies with our own mind as well. So it is us, in our own self, in our own mind, that we create those boundaries. But in reality, we are much more than that. And with the continuous growth, with the continuous learning, we can adapt to it. We can adapt, we can increase our resilience. We can go beyond those boundaries. We can remove those misconceptions very,
Absolutely,
very
sir.
easily.
Yeah. And I agree with you. As you were narrating about it, I just remember a वो elephant वाली story that it has been tied to a small thin nail. So वो कोशिश ही नहीं करता आगे that I can do it. वो उस
Right?
mindset से चलता है. And I think most of us हम काफी सारे myths and misconception childhood से ही लेके चलते हैं. For example, that I'm not a good public speaker. I cannot do this. तो हम उसमें efforts ही नहीं डालते. It's more
Right.
about, adding more efforts. And as you very well said, it's like compounding actions हमें भी लेने हैं, efforts डालने हैं. So beautifully
Exactly.
said, sir. But do you mean that we all have hidden potential, but we are not able to tap it to the fullest? Because I think lots of people have met that मेरे में potential है ही नहीं. So do you think we all have powers equally and we are unable to tap it, sir?
Exactly. I mean, we do have that power. We have that, mindset. It's just about mindset. We always say that, "अरे ये मैं नहीं कर सकता. I cannot do this," right? We just have to change that self-talk. We have to get into that concept called as growth mindset, which I talk about a lot in my book. Because I truly truly believe in that, a growth mindset. Just changing the way we think about any particular task or about any particular situation or any idea, or anything that we want to achieve in life. That growth mindset is the only key to that, removing that barrier to uncover that hidden potential in ourselves. The moment we do that, and I have spoken about that in the book a lot. We the moment we do that, we are done. We can unlock that potential, and it's not easy, but it requires practice.
Absolutely. I know, sir, like I myself have been having this very different journey. So I understand that everything is of our mindsets. Like the way
Mm.
either we can victimize ourselves that, oh my God, my life is so, I have so many challenges, or we can see the other way around that, yes, I'm
Absolutely.
blessed to be with my family. I'm blessed for this life. Now let's see what next I can do it. What situation we can't change, but yes, our future is in our destiny, in our hand to create
Yes.
our destiny. So I think,
Very rightly
yeah,
said. Very rightly said. I'm like, just a simple thing like taking up the cue from what you said. You know, I cannot do this. I can't do this. To saying internally, well, I can learn to do this.
yeah,
How to do this, right? That simple can't to can learn
can.
change in your mind just opens up so many boundaries, just opens up so many avenues for you. It's just that mindset that you have to change. That self-talk is something that you have to change.
Absolutely, sir. And I think this self-talk can do wonders in our life if we know how to use this properly, It's like because day in and day out बचपन से ही हम self talk करते आ रहे हैं, अपने आप
Mm.
से सुबह उठते ही and all. But हमें ये चीजें कभी school life में या फिर our parents also did not taught us because they were also unaware about it. But now as we are learning and growing, I realize how much it is important the way we converse with ourselves. It can really change our entire personality. So, sir,
Yeah.
as you said that mindset, having a growth mindset is very crucial, and it's like untangling ourselves from the web. We didn't even realize that we are caught in. But, sir,
Mhm.
how do we deal with self-doubt that has been holding us back? Because I think not only with the students, not only with the professional, but students these days are also caught up with this, sinking into this self-doubt, and they're just it's just holding them back. So how to overcome this, sir?
Interesting question. Um, Generally, forget about the world or forget about anybody else. We are ourselves are the harshest critique for ourselves. You know, on every task or everything, we critique ourselves too much. अरे यार ये गलत कर दिया, अरे यार shit ये गलत हो गया, अरे I could have done this better. You know, generally speaking, like when you're talking to your kids, you're talking to your husband, you're talking to your team members, you're talking to your wives, spouses. You know, generally how do we react is whenever they they do something good or not so good, we tell them, don't worry, you did good, you did a good job, थोड़ा सा time frame अभी इधर है, okay, it could be better as well. But think about it, when you do the same thing, you do a task, you do a job, or which turns out not so good, आप क्या सोचते हो? शिट यार, लोग क्या कहेंगे? ओ, ये तो मेरे से गलती हो गई, मेरे को इसको ऐसा करना चाहिए था, आई कुड हैव डन दिस बेटर, right? We start critiquing ourselves. We don't give a pat on our back and say, oh, you know what? I did a good job.
No.
Could have been done better, but decent enough. Yeah, maza aa gaya. I mean, shabash, Navneet. Shabash, Jyoti. You
या
did a
बट
good
आई थिंक
job. Right?
ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी है कि हम नेगेटिव की तरफ पहले हम उसको पिन पॉइंट करेंगे, ओ आई डिड दिस रॉन्ग,
Right.
नो डाउट आई हैव
Right.
गिवन माई 100%, आई हैव गिवन माई बेस्ट, बट मैं सबसे ज्यादा जो फ्लॉ है वो 1%, उसके लिए आई विल रियली फील बैड अबाउट इट.
Yes, yes. And that is the difference between successful and not so successful people. People who have unlocked their true potential and people who are still struggling to do that. Because unless and until I love myself, unless and until I am convinced that I am doing a good job, unless and until I am happy, I am celebrating my success, how can I expect anybody else to do that with
Absolutely.
me? Right? So that is important. So to answer your question, how people can or the students can come out of that loop
Self-doubt, yeah.
is with little humility towards themselves, little practicality, unwavering positive mindset. That practicality. It's not like that I will be always positive. Train सामने आ रही है and I'm standing on a track and I'm positive. अरे नहीं नहीं, अब तो गाड़ी रुकी जाएगी, मैं बच जाऊंगा. That's foolishness.
Correct,
That's not
correct.
positive mindset, right? But if you are in a situation where you are, dealing with some failure, maybe, in a subject you failed, you didn't do well. In another subject, you did extremely well, right? But if you're capable enough, if you look at it practically, okay, yeah, ठीक है, this time I didn't do well, but I know where I did wrong. What, how can I change this? What are the gaps that I need to fulfill to to do well in my exams, or to do well in my upcoming appraisal, or to do really good with my particular team. What are the different challenges? If I'm able to establish those with a positive mindset, with that ever learning mindset, with that growth mindset,
No.
then I can come out of that loop.
Absolutely. And I think in this, we parent, especially if we have a young kids with us, we also play a very crucial role, because how we are building, raising them with a positive voice. Because I see a lot of times जो childhood belief है, because that is only pulling the child. If they go, once they get into the adulthood or get into the corporates, so I think I have few of my friends who are in corporates and now they are regretting. I don't wanted to do this in my life because my parents said I got into this. So वो regret वाला ना, I really feel like that is more killing. So it's okay, I am in,
Mhm.
but now also they have time. But a lot of family responsibilities, तो वो switch करना, तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा ही challenging हो जाता है. But I think it's very important that we parent child and entire ecosystem which we are building around has to be very healthy for the child, because आने वाली generation already they are so competitive, like every day they are rushing between lot of classes and हर step पे competition है. So I think it's very crucial,
Yeah.
sir. Yeah. So what actually sparked your initial interest in exploring about the concept of human potential?
Yeah. Uh, you know, when I started my job, uh, you know, uh, you start as a team member, there is always somebody to guide you, to get you through the day and through the year and all, through the project. It is a hunky-dory situation. But when I started, managing a small team, I'm a very easy to go with person,
Okay.
right? But the moment you have that responsibility, now, okay, the deliveries of these five guys are with you. You are responsible for it. At that time, you feel ki, "Yaar, yaar, what is it? Like, if you do me a work, I'll do it.
I
Right? Now I have to get the work done.
that.
That started me thinking that, okay, and then over the period of time, I learned, I got mentored by some of the best minds in the
Okay.
industry. I've been blessed that way, traveled around the world. And then, at one point in time, I started my own business as well. Okay.
Okay.
There, I started the coaching students,
Okay.
right, for the industries. Now, taking that industry experience with me, I was on the other side of the table where I was providing the resources to the companies,
Okay.
right? When I spoke to the companies, I worked with hospitals, I worked with hotels, airlines, IT companies and all, banks, for that matter. And there, what I found, one, you have that thought process of technicalities that, okay, each industry requires a particular technology or particular way of working, right? But the common denominator the spectrum, across the spectrum, is that human nature,
Yes.
that adaptability, that basic etiquettes, that soft skills, right? That is basic, that is common denominator across the world, whether it is India, whether it is US, whether it is UK, whether it is Japan, wherever, whether it is IT world, whether it is, a finance world, whether it is a shop floor, whether it is a teaching job, whether it is a hospitality, anywhere, you pick anything. So that's where, all this triggered that, okay, uh, I, I have to understand this potential, how an individual, a fresh college graduate coming into the corporate world, and a, a individual contributor going into the leadership role,
Okay.
and the middle management going to the higher management, how this common denominator keeps on increasing, how this common denominator keeps on repeating itself also, but in a different formats. So that's where I felt the need, I felt that uh, passion to look for it. And then, over the period of time, yeah, it came around that, yes, I started learning about it. I started, interacting with people, collecting the wisdoms, and putting my experiences also together in a ugly format, I would say.
No,
Because,
I mean, this is so inspiring. I mean, how you connected your passion, your work and your passion. So, I mean, it's really good to see how we can actually do self-reflect on ourselves. Like, what do I need? Like, what's I'm very much interested of, and finding out your passion, because your passion really fuels you, because it's then and there.
absolutely.
That is
And
really
it's a
good.
continuous learning process.
Absolutely
It's never like, yeah, I know everything. It's a continuous learning
wonderful.
process, because human brain works in very, very exciting ways.
Absolutely. And I think the more we are curious, I mean, the more exciting the life goes on. Because when I see myself, I mean, जो मैंने MBA के टाइम पे जितनी पढ़ाई नहीं की थी, now I'm very much curious about it, to more.
True,
And उस टाइम पे मैं उतनी serious नहीं थी जितनी मैं अब हूँ. Because over the period of time you understand, okay, उस टाइम पे कोई इतने guide करने वाले, but when you have right mentors with you, your life really transforms. So,
true.
yeah.
Mentorship plays a very big role.
Very big role. Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah. So,
yeah.
Navneet, in your book, you resonate with a profound teaching of Shrimad Bhagavad Gita. How would you guide people who are feeling stuck or uncertain about, tapping their potential?
Hmm. भगवत गीता के अंदर एक बड़ा अच्छा श्लोक है. आई मीन, आई जस्ट ट्रांसलेट इट इन इंग्लिश. एज यू थिंक, सो यू बिकम. राइट? जैसा आप सोचोगे वैसा आप बन जाओगे.
Punjab.
फॉर So that has become a guiding force for me, over the period of time. I was not like that. I was always like कि अरे यार ठीक है, जैसा जो होना है वो होना है,
होना है,
right?
ओके।
जो लिखा हुआ है वो होना है. I mean, that is how that was my belief, and that was how I used to work. But then over the period of time, as I worked with my mentors and as I worked with different individuals and read Bhagavad Gita in detail, that's where I understood, as you think, so you become. The first step is always like a self-reflection. Who am I? What are my strengths? What are my positives? What are my weaknesses? And then self-compassion, right? I love myself. Okay. I am who I am. And this is what I want to become. But to get there, what do I have to do in a positive manner? Right? Everybody wants to be a better version of themselves. Nobody is perfect. Right? Everybody wants to become a better version. तो उस मुकाम तक पहुंचने के लिए, उस स्टेप तक पहुंचने के लिए, what do I have to do? So we have to acknowledge those strengths. We have to acknowledge our unique qualities. First of all, we have to understand our unique qualities,
Are you
right? And sometimes हमें लगता है यार मेरे अंदर क्या है, मेरे अंदर तो कुछ भी नहीं है, right?
correct?
That's where self-reflection goes in. That's where you have to, if you have a mentor, very good. They can guide you. They can actually make you shine. They
Fine.
can actually see through you. What you cannot see in yourself, your mentor would see you and can guide you through that and can hold your hand and show the path. Of course, chalna abhi ko hai,
Yeah,
right? But
definitely.
at the end of the day, you have to do a self-reflection.
Absolutely, sir. And I always, especially when I talk with mothers and parents, I say, you matter the most. Day in and day out, we are struggling, we are just dragging ourselves. But हम self
Hmm.
compassion ही भूल जाते हैं life में. And I think that is very crucial कि at least आप 15 minutes, 20 minutes आप अपने लिए भी जियो. Because what
बिल्कुल.
I feel like most of us are just living our life, for making the living, but we are actually forgetting it to live the moment. So it is very
True.
necessary to take a pause. थोड़ा सा ठहराव भी बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है लाइफ में. एंड अपने आप को समझना, आई थिंक अपने आप को अगर हम समझ गए तो लाइफ इज वेरी डिफरेंट. बिकॉज
That's very interesting concept. That very interesting thought, ज्योति जी. Um, self-compassion, जो me time जो है, हम वैसे
या
कहते हैं me time is like, you're very self-centered. No, it is very important.
इम्पॉर्टेंट.
You have to love yourself. You have to give that me time to yourself. So very
एब्सोल्युटली.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, most of the time, what people complain is हमारे पास time ही नहीं है. हम सुबह से
Sure.
शाम तक लगे हुए रहते हैं. But I think you have to, we all have equal 24 hours. It's all we are not managing our time effectively. So वो एक art भी
Absolutely.
learn करना बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है life में.
बिल्कुल.
Like, think about the priorities because uh, digital world is never ending. If we have time to see reels and all, I think it's very important. Take 5 minutes
और
out, grab your coffee, and sit and just enjoy the music. Yeah.
tell me about it. Yeah, the reels.
Uh, okay. So, Navneet, I would love to know how important is the role of support in an individual journey, because I think we all need support. So, आप बताइए, what do you think
Absolutely.
about it?
Absolutely. Like a very good question and very important topic rather. Support is like is crucial. Is crucial for everything. Whether it is family, whether it is friends, whether it is professional life or personal life, whether it is like a husband wife, whether it is a team, whether it is brother and sister, in every relationship, in every walk of life, whether it is friends, support is very, very important. How you share your experiences, how you seek guidance from different people. We as a human being, we are social animals, right? So we
Absolutely.
need that support. You can go far only if you're walking alone. so
Yeah,
far, right? But if
correct.
you're going together,
Together, you can fly.
you can fly, you can reach miles,
Ab-
right? You can reach the stars, as right as they say. So support is like really, really important in my understanding.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people are, they have hesitation, to ask for support because, log kya
Mhm.
kahenge? What will they think of? I think we need
Yeah,
to break this mental barriers because it's okay, In fact, if we see in our personal lives also, it's okay. We can ask help from our spouse, from our kids, from our parents. I mean, no harm in that. But at least,
absolutely.
yeah, don't be alone and don't put all the pressure on your back and, have that lot of baggage. We can definitely talk and share because it's make you more lighter. And just as you said, sir, like practicing self-compassion is very much necessary. So I think without
Right.
support, we cannot do that.
Yeah, yeah. As I sometimes say, we all work with the LKK factor, always in our lives, in our professional lives. The LKK factor is log kya kahenge,
Log kya
right?
kahenge? Oh,
It
that's
all
great
it,
terminology.
it always plays in our mind, and the moment we break that barrier, the moment we decimate that factor,
Yeah.
our success knows no bounds,
And
actually.
yeah,
And believe me, in my own journey so far, whenever I have been I have done a lot of different things, right? I have broken the barriers. I have done things like which nobody has done in my family, in
okay.
my circle, but when I started doing those, the first thought comes in mind is, yeah, shit, log kya kahenge?
लोग क्या
uh,
कहेंगे?
if I fail in this, what would people say? What would my spouse say? Right? What would my parents would say, think of me? What would my kids think of me? But then, when you talk to them, you talk to people, you would find that most of these LKK, this factor is does not exist.
Correct.
They are not thinking even that.
Yeah, actually, it's we who
People
are cooking
people
up everything in our mind. Yeah,
exactly. People are ready to help you.
help.
People are willing. People feel very good about it.
Good about.
That they are able to help someone. So there are a lot of good people out there. We just have
Absolutely.
to ask.
Ask. Very well said. I
Yeah.
really loved LKK, and we couple of friends have we usually sing a song that कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना, so forget about them. They are going to talk, whether you do good or you bad. अगर आप top level पे भी पहुंच जाओगे, they are going to crib about it. Oh, she's not doing this,
Absolutely.
So it's okay.
You
That's
cannot keep
their
everybody
job.
happy.
It's very important that we channelize our energy towards the right direction and
Hmm.
don't get bothered about all such things. So Navneet, I
Hmm.
would also love to know your personal story. How did you successfully unlock your own potential? Because as you said, you have done a lot of things out of the box, and I'm sure there might be a lot of challenges in your journey also. So how did you do all this?
Yeah, I mean, as I said, support system, very, very important, and then, uh, I mean, yeah, why do I go back in the history? But I mean, this book, creating this book is like, has been a tremendous journey, I would say. And I would say very, very fulfilling and humbling experience to create this book. Uh, Over the period of time, as I said, like I've, penned my thoughts in a very, very rough format, in a very pages, thousands of pages,
Okay.
right? But then, when I started looking at it, like, okay, boss, let's write a book. Okay, the first thought comes in, "Yeah, who would read my book? Why would people,
People
you
read.
know, read my book? They don't know me, right? And what will people say?" And then, that mentor, that one mentor who can trigger that thought in your mind, to channel your thoughts. I was blessed that I got that mentor. I reached out to them and they helped me in channeling my thoughts,
Gosh.
in making that happen. I did that, and then, I was still hesitant in publishing the book,
Okay.
right? Then came in, and then वो कहते हैं ना, जब आप कुछ पाना चाहते हो तो पूरी कायनात मिल जाती है
मिल जाती है,
उसको,
या
right? Then came another friend, whom I met for the first time, and I call her my friend, because we were just having a coffee in a group, and she by herself, I don't know from where, I mean, why, she reached out, and we started talking about different things,
okay.
and she triggered that thought in my mind that why don't you publish the book?
Okay.
Okay, listening to all that, what I had to say, she said, why don't you publish? I said, yeah, I have written it, but I'm not publishing it as of now, blah blah blah. And it just clicked. She said something to me, and I said to myself, yeah, why not?
Why don't?
And that same night, I placed the order, and next day morning, didn't sleep the whole night, got sat with the printer and got that printing done for the first 10 copies.
Okay, wonderful.
That gave me another positive annotation, that gave me another boost, that yes, this is how you unlock your potential. I have been doing that in
Doing that.
different parts of my life, right? And this is how people are hesitant on taking that step,
Step.
one step, right? The moment you take that step, you have done that. You have unlocked your potential. You have put it out there in the universe. Now it is universe who would give it back to you,
Go with back. Wonderful. I mean, this is
right?
so inspiring, and you have clearly explained also how did you overcome your limiting belief. Because वो कहीं ना कहीं you were also hesitating, and this one, as you very well said, वो सारी कायनात जुड़ जाती है. सृष्टि and universe automatically give us the support and the direction. So I think it's
Yeah.
more, yeah, and
You
sometimes
just
it's
have to
more
take
about,
that step.
yeah, grabbing the opportunity also. As you said, you did not sleep the entire night, and so you grabbed that opportunity, and that's why you are standing out. I mean, this is really very interesting, Navneet. So,
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm
yeah,
grateful. I mean, I'm grateful to those people. And as I said again, it's just a matter of taking that step, action. You have
action,
to take that action. Otherwise, how generally what we do is we procrastinate. कि हाँ कल करूंगा,
कल करूँ.
परसों करूंगा, अगले साल करूंगा. I'm working on it. I'll do it. I can do it. I will do it. But we just don't do it.
Do it. That one step can
Right?
really change your
That
life.
one step, you have to take those steps. And those steps, it could be small, it could be big, but you have to take the steps.
Take the step. मेरे को एक छोटी सी शायरी याद आ गई. कैन आई शेयर इट विथ यू?
Please,
या
please.
आई यूजुअली शेयर इट इन माय मोटिवेशनल टॉक स्टूडेंट्स के साथ कि पंख लगाने से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. पंख लगाने से कुछ नहीं होता, हौसलों से उड़ान होती है. जिंदगी उन्हीं की बनती है जिनके हौसलों में जान होती है.
ज्ञान
So
होती है.
I think, yeah. As you were narrating your story, मुझे वही लगा, like सपने हम सब देखते हैं सर, but it's more about वो हौसला रखना, वो हिम्मत रखना, and to do it, implement करना. And I think it requires a lot of discipline and consistency also.
Absolutely. That, again, that going back to that one point,
One
growth
point,
mindset.
growth mind.
Growth mindset. You in each and every small aspect, big aspect of your life, आज खाना खाना है, आज कहीं घूमने जाना है, आज पढ़ाई करनी है, आज मीटिंग में जाना है, आज ये ड्रेस पहननी है, आज वो ड्रेस पहननी है. The moment we have that growth mindset, the moment we get rid of that negativity,
Negativity.
our belief system starts working. Our neuron systems, it's a science,
Science,
right?
yeah,
That's how the brain is wired, right? It starts seeing positive in everything.
everything.
And the world and the universe starts giving you positive.
Absolutely.
You start attracting positive people. Like I attracted you, man. I mean,
I
we
was
never
truly
get
blessed.
it.
I mean, it happens, sir. Actually, what I have seen uh, daily, I have an affirmation that I am going to connect with the people who are going to help me to support and grow and learn in this world. And it happened day in and day out. हफ्ते में एक दो ऐसे लोग मिलते हैं जो actually आपको empower करते हैं. And there's so much to learn from the world. अगर हम थोड़ा सा peacefully, patiently, if we observe, listen, there's so much of wisdom in the digital world. So I think
Absolutely.
वही है, it's all about using the technology in the correct way is also very
Mhm.
crucial.
Yeah.
सर जैसे हमने ओवरकम लिमिटिंग बिलीफ की बात की थी, तो आई थिंक फियर
Mhm.
इज ऑल्सो मेजर ऑब्स्टेकल टू ग्रोथ बिकॉज व्हेन वी कनेक्ट विद प्रोफेशनल्स एंड स्टूडेंट्स, एक चीज है डर. हाउ डज योर बुक हेल्प रीडर्स टू लर्न टू एम्ब्रेस द fear and move forward in life? Because
Yeah.
when I talk with professional and especially with the students, अगर मैं बात करूँ तो उनको भी यही होता है कि नहीं हम नहीं कर सकते, बहुत डर लगता है, fear of unknown, fear of being judged, बहुत सारे fears
Right.
होते हैं जो उनके माइंड में कहीं ना कहीं एक जगह कर लेते हैं. तो how can your book help or how can they overcome this?
Sure. इस पे like I remember one very famous line by Lao Tzu, is a famous author. He says, "The journey of 1,000 miles begin with one step."
One step.
Right? You cannot just you're not in a time machine कि आप यहाँ पर हो, आपने सोचा और आप वहां पहुंच गए.
Correct.
Right? You have to take that step.
Step.
Right? And overcoming, everybody has a limiting belief, as we said, LKK factor, log kya
Yeah.
kahenge, feeling, that feeling of being judged, right? वो जो चीज है उसको ओवरकम करने के लिए there is a simple method, self awareness. You have to know yourself better, and in my book I talk about 3 steps basically.
Okay.
Know yourself better, manage your internal narrative, growth mindset,
Okay.
and relate to others, look for support.
Okay.
Right? And then I delve deeper into these topics in my book. First of all, like knowing yourself, that self-awareness is the first step. You have to take time, as you rightly said. You have to reflect every day.
Every day.
Right? Every day you have to reflect. Ki, okay, how am I doing? Okay, this is my goal. That visual board, as I say, that you have to create a visual board where you want to be. Right? Now, once you know where you want to be and where you are, because you know yourself better, you have
Correct.
done a self-awareness session with you. You know that what are your unique capabilities, what are the steps or what are the gaps to reach to that level where you want to be. If you're able to break down those into goals, smaller goals,
Smaller goals.
everyday goals, every month goals, every 6 months goals, every year goals, right? Then you would be able to achieve those slowly and steadily. The power of compounding,
Okay.
right? Every day you have to be a better version of yourself.
Yourself.
But if you start thinking कि अरे यार ये तो मुझसे होगा ही नहीं,
होगा ही नहीं.
ये तो मैं कर ही नहीं सकता, तो वो कभी नहीं होगा.
कभी नहीं होगा. Definitely.
Right? The moment you say that, okay, all right, I want to be a CFO in 2 years, and today you are a college graduate. No, that's not practical.
Yeah, that's
For
important.
being a CFO, for being a CFO, what do you have to have? I mean, it's not impossible. People have become a CFO in 2 years, but is it practical given your capabilities,
Yeah.
given your background, right? What do you have to do to get there? If you divide that entire journey into bits and pieces, into 6 month goals, into 1 year
One year
goals, into
goal.
2 year goals, then you can achieve those. And if nothing, you would be a better version of yourself in next 2 years. You would be right on that path to become a CFO. Maybe not in 2 years, maybe in 4 years.
4 years.
But
Yeah.
you would be on the right path. Right? So managing that internal, second is managing internal narratives. again, positive. Instead of saying I can't,
I can.
I haven't yet done it,
Yeah.
right? Like how I mean, they say that okay, ये तो हम भी कर लेंगे, right? ये तो हम भी बना लेंगे,
Bana.
right? Right? Aman Gupta, like the founder of Boat, उसकी मेरे को, I mean, he's full of energy. I love that guy. On Shark Tank,
Yeah.
he said so that when they started Boat, you know, everybody was like, कि अरे ये तो चाइना में बहुत अच्छा बनता है, एयरपोर्ट्स बहुत अच्छा बनता है, इंडियन
Airport.
ब्रांड कौन
Yeah.
खरीदेगा, राइट? अच्छा, क्या डिफरेंट है इसमें? ओके, उनकी क्वालिटी अच्छी है, क्या क्वालिटी अच्छी है? ओके, दिस इज, ये तो हम भी बना लेंगे, राइट? नाउ saying that in your own mind, ये तो हम भी बना लेंगे, gives a
And
positive affirmation to your thoughts and also to your team,
team.
कि हाँ यार, ये बंदा कुछ सोच के बोल रहा है. There is a positivity in that. There
In
is a
that.
lot of conviction in that, right? So with that, you can achieve anything and everything. And today they have achieved. Was it easy? No. He must have had his own share of failures,
Yeah.
right? But slowly and steadily, every day, they became better. And today, he's like one of the best brands in India and in the world,
In world. Yeah.
right? So, fourth or the third thing rather is the visualization. How you how you visualize things. There's a very, very huge power in that. You know, that vision board, they say that you have to create a vision board in a very colorful manner. You
Manner.
have to have pictures, you have to have
Pictures,
quotes in
colors.
there,
Yeah.
right? So it's very practical because again, there's a science behind that. Because the moment you put that, your mind starts looking at it in a colorful, in a positive, in a
Oh,
happy state, right? You start thinking about those things, and the universe starts giving you all the options. It is up to you to take that action.
action.
It's up to us to take that opportunity, to grab those things
Absolutely.
and keep doing it. So the fear of failure जो है, एक बड़ा अच्छा concept है मेरी book में, fear of compass.
Yeah, I just
You know,
saw that. I would love to know that. What is that fear of compass?
you know, uh, everybody is fearful. Before the exams, we feel those butterflies in
Yeah.
our stomach, right? Or before coming to this session also, I was having a butterflies in
Yeah. It
my
before
stomach,
for some
right?
time. Yeah.
Yes,
फिर बाद में it's get normalized.
sometime,
Yeah.
right? Because you know that you are stepping out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You're going on a stage to deliver a speech. I have done thousands of speeches. I have done thousands of podcasts. I've done thousands of these things. But still, I feel that butterflies in my, कि आज कैसा होगा,
आज कैसा हो?
right? Am I ready for it? What is the other person going to ask? Would I be able to answer those things, right? तो ये जो चीजें हैं, this keeps us on our toes. So fear of compass says that the more fearful you are, understand that you are stepping out of your comfort zone,
Okay, that's interesting.
right? And the moment you understand that, how you can overcome that fear is by preparation. Okay. What I'm going to talk about, what is that my audience expecting to listen from me?
Listen.
Okay. What is that my team expects from me? What is that my boss expects from me? Right? If I know that, if I know what is my customer looks like, what are they expecting, and what I can deliver, I have to be open with them. I have to be cautious. I have to be cognizant of that fact. Yes, I am doing best for them, best for myself. I'm not breaking their trust. I'm not telling any lie, right? This is how it has to be presented in a very, very uh, a very, very humbling manner and a very, very interesting manner so that the other person appreciates that
Correct.
in a positive. So that if I understand those things for the students, if they understand कि हाँ यार marks लेकर आने हैं मेरे को, तो उसके लिए मेरे को क्या लिखना पड़ेगा पेपर के अंदर, राइट? इन्विजिलेटर जो है वो क्या सोच रहा है,
क्या सोच रहा है?
क्या मैंने अपने सैंपल पेपर्स पूरे कर लिए, मेरी तैयारी पूरी है, दैट गिव्स अ वेरी पॉजिटिव फीलिंग कि हाँ यार ये इसको मैं ओवरकम कर सकता हूँ, राइट? एंड दिस द मोमेंट पीपल स्टार्ट्स अंडरस्टैंडिंग दैट, चाहे पर्सनल हो चाहे प्रोफेशनल हो, it starts helping them out to overcome that fear.
Fear. I would just love to add on, sir. Like, what maybe
Mhm.
I'm not being getting judgmental, but जितना मैंने ऑब्जर्व किया है लोगों को, दे आर fearful about particular situation या फिर कुछ, बट वो प्रिपरेशन में इन्वेस्ट नहीं करना चाहते. एज यू वेरी सेड दैट ओवरकम करने के लिए यू हैव टू डू प्रिपरेशन, यू हैव टू प्रैक्टिस, बट वो इसमें इन्वेस्ट नहीं करेंगे एंड दे आर गोइंग टू होल्ड बैक दैट फियर फॉर द लाइफ लॉन्ग, आई कांट डू इट. So I think it is very
Right,
important. You have very well explained with all these steps. Invest in preparation also, because I think that is very crucial. And वहां पे आके आप वो ice break करेंगे, and you will fall on the other side of the line, and that's how you
right.
can stand out. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. And you rightly said. I mean, like in our engineering, at that point in time, it was all mugging
yeah.
things, right? लास्ट मिनट में पढ़ना है, उसके बाद जाके मंदिर में बैठना है, भगवान पास करा दे, इस
Ask
बार पास
about
करा दे, अगली बार से प्रिपरेशन करूंगा, राइट? सो दैट इन्वेस्टमेंट इनटू द प्रिपरेशन
preparation is
is
last.
very, very important, is very, very important. And again, as Winston Churchill said in his book, success is not final and the failure is not fatal.
Correct.
It is
Wonderful.
the courage to continue that counts.
Count.
कोई भी सक्सेस आपकी परमानेंट नहीं है, बिल्कुल नहीं है. आप ऊपर जाओगे तो नीचे भी आओगे,
नीचे भी
नीचे
आओ.
आओगे तो ऊपर भी जाओगे, राइट? इट्स जस्ट दैट यू हैव टू हैव दैट करेज कि हाँ यार कैसे मैं ऊपर उठ सकता हूँ, कैसे इस फेलियर से बाहर निकल
बाहर
सकता हूँ,
निकल.
दैट पॉजिटिव माइंडसेट, दैट ग्रोथ माइंडसेट, कैसे मैं बाहर निकल सकता हूँ, दैट इज इंपॉर्टेंट.
Wonderful, sir. I really loved your concept and the way you explained it. I'm sure, like breaking down on the steps, बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी clarity है. And I really love that, अगर हम goal set कर रहे हैं, तो you have to first know your purpose. Life में करना क्या है? Because most of us are in this race, but हम भाग रहे हैं, but we will never know where we want to reach. So I think it is very important to set realistic goal, achievable goal, break down into small steps, actionable steps, and work on it. And it's like daily investment, discipline, consistency. I think all these things will take you, to the other side of life. So beautifully
Yeah.
explained, Navneet ji. So I would also love to know that there are a lot of people who are feeling very much unmotivated or directionless. जैसे आप कह सकते हैं कि काफी लोग जिंदगी काट रहे हैं बट उसे जी नहीं रहे. So how does your book help them to ignite that true purpose, and to ignite and see colors in their life?
Interesting aspect, you rightly said, after COVID, people started questioning their lives, their being, कि
Yeah.
मैं हूं क्यों इस दुनिया के अंदर, right? I mean, one disease comes and it takes near and dear ones from us. It just throws life out of gear. What is the purpose I
Purpose.
have in my life, right? That is a very, very important question, and that is like very, very profound finding if somebody can find that easily. But I won't go into that aspect of it, the purpose of life. But we would limit ourselves to this question of unmotivation and
Unmotivated.
directionless, right? It is it is important. to have that clarity in mind कि हाँ, what do I want to achieve in my life? And as I said, success is never permanent,
Yeah,
right? आपके गोल्स जो हैं, जब आप छोटे बच्चे होते हो, आपका गोल होता है कि मेरे को एक लॉलीपॉप मिल जाए, मेरे को एक आइसक्रीम मिल जाए,
correct.
राइट? द मोमेंट यू ग्रो, आपका गोल हो जाता है कि मेरे को एक साइकिल मिल जाए, मेरे को एक बाइक मिल जाए, राइट?
Yes.
द मोमेंट यू ग्रो फर्दर, या हाँ मेरी कार हो,
कार हो गया है।
एक स्पाउस हो मेरा अच्छा सा, मेरा एक फ्रेंड सर्कल हो अच्छा सा, एंड ऑल दैट सब। तो आपके गोल्स जो हैं वो चेंज होते रहते हैं, बट if you have that clarity, as we said, we discussed about this also, कि if you have that vision board कि हाँ नेक्स्ट 5 साल का और नेक्स्ट 10 साल का मेरा विजन क्या है लाइफ के
क्या
लिए,
है? या
that gives a lot of clarity, that gives a lot of vision. I mean, because you're visualizing your future, right? The moment you have that clarity in mind, आपने एक उसको पेन एंड पेपर पे लिख लिया, आपने उसको एक बोर्ड पे लगा लिया,
आराम
एंड एवरी डे यू आर लुकिंग एट इट, यू नो, it becomes it becomes real,
real.
it becomes a tangible thing, it becomes a reminder to you कि हाँ I am moving in that direction. That gives a clarity of thought, right? Another important aspect which I talk about in my book, which I read and I implemented to myself also, and did wonders, a future letter to yourself.
Okay.
You know, you write a letter to future self that, okay, I am driving this car, I am earning this money, I
Okay.
am living this kind of a house, I am talking to people on a daily basis who can increase my knowledge, right? What are my future ambitions? But I'm writing it
Present
in the
format.
present tense,
Okay.
in the present format. That gives me a lot of clarity कि हाँ यार, this is what I want to be in next 5 years. This is I want to achieve in next 5 years, and this is how I'm going to achieve these things, right? The moment you start breaking that down, that that does wonders in your mind. That
Mind.
gives you that clarity in thoughts, in actions, in your beliefs, and the universe also starts working towards that.
Towards.
Then the next thing is the resilience journal, which again I talk about in my book. A lot of people have come back and told me that this is something which is eye opener for them. The moment we are very forgetful of our own challenges or the our wins, we are very forgetful of those. We
So we
हमें
just
ये तो
pen
याद रहता है
down
कि हाँ
that.
मैंने कि हमने हमने घर तो बना लिया, बहुत बड़ा घर बना लिया,
Okay.
लेकिन उस घर को बनाने के लिए हमने क्या छोटी छोटी चीजें अचीव करी, वो हम भूल जाते हैं ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम,
Yes, sir.
राइट? हमें क्या ट्रिगर्स होते हैं, लाइक व्हाट आर द चैलेंजेस दैट आई एज अ पर्सनल पर्सन आई फेस, वो रिकॉर्डिंग दोज जर्नल्स, दोज प्रैक्टिसेस, दोज थॉट्स, दोज ट्रिगर्स, आई कॉल इट एज अ रेजिलियंस जर्नल। आप जैसे जैसे आप अपनी डे टू डे लाइफ में, in today's let's say in today, after this discussion, I would write down कि हाँ these are the things that worked wonder for me, these are the things which triggered my thoughts, ये इसमें इससे मेरे को घबराहट हुई, या इससे मेरे को गुस्सा आया, या इससे मेरे को एक अनवेलकम फीलिंग हुई मेरे को, राइट? देन mindfully I would start looking at those triggers, and I can start working on those triggers कि हाँ यार, ये चीज होती है तो मेरे को ये प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, या ये चीज होती है तो मेरे साथ ये अच्छा हो जाता है। Then I would start nurturing those positive triggers, and I would start suppressing or removing or working on those negative triggers.
Oh,
That
wonderful.
would help me become a better person,
Better person.
right? And it's nothing like आज नहीं लिखा तो अरे खराब हो गया, but you have to have that practice.
Absolutely loved it. I think the way you said, I mean, nurturing a positive emotions या जो भी feelings थी, and suppressing जो negative जो हमें trouble कर रही है, how to just shut the door and listen to the positive voices. I mean, this is really
Hmm.
wonderful. The last question, like, what actionable steps viewers can take today to unlock the
Mhm.
true potential?
Certainly. I mean, there are a lot, but I would just in the interest of time, I would pick top five
Oh,
steps. Although like my book talks about a lot, but the top five, I would say, the self-reflection sessions.
okay.
Take 20 to 30 minutes of self-reflection every day or every week, at least. Where you are considering your strengths, your passions, your areas of growth. Ask what truly motivates you, what excites you. Jot down those key insights and work on those aspects. Create a vision board. Very, very important, right? With lot of pictures, with lot of colors, lot of quotes. You know, Understand where you want to be next 5 years, in next 10 years. Create a vision board that with the goals,
And I think that
tangible
sparks
goals.
sparks our fuel also, because
That
what I
sparks the
did,
fuel.
I have pasted my family photograph, and then यहाँ पे Paris जाना है, Disneyland जाना, I have to take my own dreams, whatever I want to do. And I think that someday when I am down or don't feel like working, I look at that and then again get back to work, and that really fuels up. So I think
That
vision board work like magic, and
Absolutely.
yeah,
And you know what? Like, not only you look at it, when your family, your friends, your community looks at it, they motivate you.
they motivate
They, they work with you. Nahi, Jyoti, you cannot feel down. I mean, this
yeah,
is what you have to achieve.
achieve.
Okay. All right. I mean, अच्छा ठीक है, ये नहीं हो रहा. Okay, let's break it down further.
Break it
You
down.
know,
Yeah.
that support system, that is another third thing. Create a support system,
Support
create a
system.
community. It works wonders. It works wonders. Find like-minded people and uh, you know get away from negative people.
Yeah. Toxic people, they are
They're
going to
very
drain
important.
your energy.
They drain your energy. Then set small and achievable goals
Okay.
and appreciate and celebrate every small win. Celebrate it. Give
Celebrate.
yourself some kudos that yes, I did it, kind of thing. You know, then in terms of technology, it is important to keep learning, but at the same time, limit your screen time. Take break.
Take
Do digital detox. Okay. I generally do that. Like every week, half a day, I have kept it. No WhatsApp, nothing.
oh,
Zero. Zero technology. Okay. It just calms your thoughts. It just helps you to be with yourself.
yourself.
It
Half
gives
a
you a
day,
lot
I
of
mean,
clarity.
मैं तो सोच भी सकती हूँ half day without techno. What we usually have 1 hour before bed, हम सब बंद कर देते हैं, and we just put a light music in our bedroom, self talk, family talk,
Mhm.
that goes on. But yes, I think at your level, when you are doing a half a day detox, I mean, that is truly commendable.
That is very, very important.
Very important.
Sometimes it is very difficult, but it is very, very important. It
Sure.
helps you. It goes a long way. And then last but not the least, express gratitude. Say thank you.
Thank you.
Take a moment. Slow down. World is not gonna end if you are not, if you don't turn up for a job, if you don't turn up for a meeting, if you don't turn up for if you don't do well in an exam. World is not going to end, right? If focus on the positivity, things would happen.
Happy. Yeah.
You just have to have that growth mindset and move forward, right? Again, going back to Winston Churchill, success is not final,
Final.
failure is not fatal.
Fatal.
It is the courage to continue that counts a lot.
Wonderful, Navneet. I mean, these are truly nuggets of wisdom, because I think in the digital era, when we are constantly hooked up with one or the other thing, our mind is also, tangled between all the wires. What this, what next, what next? It is very important to take a pause. And I'm truly amazed to know that you're that digital detox half a day. I think each one of us, at least not a half a day, but at least 2 to 3 hours, we can break it down. And and it won't happen in a one day. Gradually
Oh,
limit your screen time 1 hour, 1.5 hour, and then see and look at it. Without digital devices, what are you going to do? Read books, write a
read book.
journal. Yeah, spend time with your family, spouse, kids. That is a time when you can actually nurture them. Take care of them, build your support system, as you very well
Yeah,
said. Because आप अकेले कुछ नहीं कर सकते, but yes, together you can definitely fly in the sky.
absolutely. I mean, like one of the biggest thing, I mean, of course, it's all online today, but create that network of like-minded people, networking, uh, talking in the groups, it really helps. It
Help.
really opens up your thoughts. It
Thought,
really,
yeah.
sometimes you are so amazed that, wow, people are doing so much out there, you know, but that does not mean you keep scrolling the reels. अरे यार इसने ये डांस कर लिया उसने वो डांस कर लिया इसने ये बना लिया इसने वो बना लिया. No, I'm like, talk to people,
Talk to people.
interact with them. It's a two-way communication.
Wonderful. I truly agree with that because sometimes we confine ourselves into this mental cage. Okay, मेरी life है, but we don't see the other side of story. If particular person is at this level, he has done, वो efforts डाले हैं, वो commitment किया है, and I think one of my mentor has said this very beautifully, that growth gives you some pain also, and that pain is really worth. So I think थोड़ा कष्ट हो रहा है, थोड़ा दुख हो रहा है, it's okay. That means you're going on the right track. And as we all know that without pain, there is no gain. So it's okay. Get out of your comfort zone so that, you just tap your true potential. And to all the viewers, first of all, Navneet, I'm really thankful to you for your presence, for your time, and I really enjoyed this entire podcast. And to all the viewers, I'm sharing Navneet's book, that is Unlock Your True Potential. Amazon link in the description box. You can go, you can go and check this book out. Do grab this copy, and I'm also sharing his LinkedIn ID. Definitely connect with him. And if you have any question or any query, drop it down in the comment box. My team will definitely get back to you on this. So thank you once again. Thank you so much, Navneet, for your time.
Thank you,
And
Jyoti.
I'm
Thank you
definitely
so
going to
much.
catch you up again, maybe not in this series, some other series. But there's so much to learn from you and to help people to understand the real essence and real meaning of life. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, Jyoti ji. It was really a pleasure knowing you, meeting with you, and talking to you. I have learned a lot today from your thoughts and your thought process. So God bless. You're doing a great job.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing that. Thank you so, so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. So, to all the viewers, see you next time. And till then, definitely grab the copy and stay inspired, stay motivated, stay blessed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.